This is problem number 6 from section 2.3. In this problem, they say solve the inequality, approximate the endpoints to the nearest thousandth when appropriate. So how should we start this problem? It's not a compound inequality, just regular inequality because of only one inequality sign. But I do see that I have a spot where I can distribute, so maybe I should distribute here. So I'm going to say pi x minus 4.9 less than or equal to root 2x. Remember, the root 2 is by itself, right? X is outside of the root. And then when I distribute the negative 5.4 to x, I get negative 5.4x. Negative 5.4 times negative 1.6, better get out the calculator. Negative 5.4 times negative 1.6, 8.64. So we're going to write plus 8.64. Okay. Now we can combine some like terms. So let's go ahead and move all the x values over to the left side and all the numbers to the right. We'll start with the number. So plus 4.9. We're going to add 4.9 here. So on my calculator, I'm just going to say plus 4.9. And I get 13.54. So I'm going to say pi x less than or equal to root 2x minus 5.4x. And then when I add the 4.9, I get plus 13.54. Now, I could just round these numbers, but I don't want to round the numbers yet. I want to round them at the end. So because I want to round them at the end, I just need to get all the x's together on the same side. So we're going to say pi x. We're going to subtract the root 2x over, so it's minus root 2x. I'm going to add this to the other side, so it's plus 5.4x less than or equal to 13.54. Okay. Now, I'm going to actually go through and use my calculator then to do the subtraction, and I'm going to round it quite a bit, or I'm going to use quite a few decimal places here. So I'm going to say pi, find my pi button, minus root 2, and then plus 5.4. That's we're going to write this as 7.1273791. X is less than or equal to 13.54. The last step, we divide that across. So x is going to be less than or equal to, I'm going to take 13.54 and divide it by the 7.12. So divided by, I'm going to grab that number. And that's 1 point, round to the nearest thousandth, it says. So if I round to the nearest thousandth, looks like I got 1 point thousandths. Let's see, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Well, that rounds up to 1.900. So x has to be less than or equal to that. That means negative infinity, if I do this in interval notation, can go up to 1.900. And anything less than that, in between those two numbers, works for the solutions.